I wanted to attach one last pigtail onto this solving basic equations, and that is with this. Tangent of t, again, I'm using t instead of x. You should get used to using different variables. Theta, t, alpha, beta, any value can be used, any reasonable variable can be used there. So tangent of t is equal to square root of 3. If square root of 3 is being used, you're going to be using this triangle because they're square root of 3. But notice, this is square root of 3 over 2. This does not have the 2 involved with it. When that happens, it is a little easier to think of it this way. There are other ways to get around it. And you could just use the same procedure as we've done, but this is an easier way to think of it. I said earlier, and this is where it comes into play, double all the numbers. If you double the numbers, this is 2, this is 1, this is square root of 3. This is a little easier triangle to play with if there's no denominator of 2 here. If there is a denominator of 2, use it. If there isn't, then you can adjust that triangle by doubling all the numbers and getting rid of the denominators. So this is a little more convenient to work with. Kind of a special case, just watch for it. Now it's the same, quadrant check. When is tangent, forget that, when is tangent positive? When is tangent positive? Tangent is positive in quadrants 1 and 3. So we have a quadrant 1 solution, we have a quadrant 3 solution. T equals, not x equals. Reference angle. Okay, tangent is opposite over adjacent. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. Just pick an angle and see if it works. If it doesn't, try the other one. Boom, try that one. Tangent from this angle is opposite over adjacent. 1 over radical 3. Do we have 1 over radical 3? No. 1 over radical 3 is not what we want. So that means we don't want this angle. Which angle do we want? Yeah, we want this angle. This angle. Tangent, opposite over adjacent, is opposite over adjacent. Radical 3 divided by 1 is radical 3. This is the angle that gives opposite over adjacent equals radical 3 over 1. So this is the angle we want. Remember, this is 60 degrees, but 60 degrees is pi over 3. It's opposite. 30 degrees is pi over 6. 60 degrees is pi over 3. It's always opposite. So this is pi over 3 is the reference angle we're looking for. So theta reference, T reference rather, T reference is pi over 3. Pi over 3 in quadrant 1 and quadrant 3. Well, quadrant 1 I can do because in quadrant 1, T reference is equal to 3T. So this is pi over 3 and there's nothing more to it. In quadrant 1, the reference angle is the angle. Quadrant 3, let's see, just to be sure here, this is pi over 3, and we want that angle, which is pi plus pi over 3. That's 3/3 plus 1/3. 3/3 plus 1/3 is 4/3. Right? So any of the basic equations you should be able to solve using just this base standard bedrock knowledge of the special triangles, ASTC, and SOHCAHTOA. Those should all be able, you'd be able to solve those. And so I'll give you some of those to practice on.